Hello everyone and welcome back to our film commentaries, and today we're doing Sabotage.
Hey, it's an Arnold
Yay!
Schwarzenegger movie written by Skip Woods.
Jesus.
And co-written and directed by David Ayer, who previously gave us stuff such as
You might
after this he made Fury.
the
And then
guy
he made
who's
Bright.
most
Suicide
remember
Squad.
nowadays for Suicide Squad. That's what he's most known now.
And
for.
also Bright, that terrible Netflix movie with Will Smith, but whatever.
But
This is not
Tio,
that
fairy
kind of-
lives matter.
Whatever. What's his movie even about, Lives?
This movie is actually based off of an Agatha Christie novel.
Seriously?
Loosely based off of an Agatha Christie novel called And Then There Were None, written in 1939.
Wait, it's based on that?
Loosely.
Yep.
And it basically is about a bunch of FBI government agents who try to cheat their employers by stealing money and keeping it for themselves, but they're being gunned down one by one. They gotta find out who did it.
Alright then.
Okay,
Alright,
start after all the logos are done and you're on a black screen before the film proper starts.
Yep, you'll soon
Yeah.
hear the sounds of a woman getting tortured. No, I'm not kidding.
Oh, the edge.
All right, 3, 2, 1, click.
So, of course, let's start this off like an Aaron Sorkin film, with horrible people doing horrible things.
Well, because that's how the real world works. Only violence and everything.
Well, according to Aaron Sorkin, too, that's how it is. Everybody's an asshole.
Ugh.
I know that we're and an audience. Yes, I know that I'm supposed to think that Aaron Sorkin is a genius, but guess what? I don't. Sorry.
Really? I thought people's opinion of him kind of sank in recent
Not
months.
really, Joe. But he's overall regarded by a lot of people, even a lot of pseudo film intellectuals, as like the greatest writer of our time or something like that.
But haven't some of his recent
we're not here to
films-
talk about Aaron Sorkin, though.
True,
so
good
let's-
point.
We're here to talk about Skippy.
That's pleasant torture. Like, I'm not saying that, you can never show the sort of stuff in a movie, especially with a movie that
Open
has this
Road
rating.
and-
However, there needs to be a proper focus to this.
Why did you show the logos again? Like,
Sabotage.
8
Roll
man
credits.
Isn't it cool how the credits show
You
bits
see
of the
some-
movie going on
He
in
tries to
them?
be Tarantino, but badly.
8 months later.
excuse me. You might wanna, I don't know, give us some extra context on that flashback before
Also,
flashing
Arnie-
8 months later. I have no idea
Arnie,
what the hell
please,
happened there.
But Pedro, that's what we're gonna find out later.
I forgot.
I mean,
24
imagine if Heavy Rain's prologue before skipping to 2 years later, had just Jason on the floor dead, and then 2 years later, and that's it.
I
Like,
mean,
you kind of I need more context than that movie. Come on.
so this is
There
John.
you go. This part has subtitles.
A Juggalo party, I guess.
Yay. Uh,
What does this have to do with anything?
I don't know. What kind of language even is this?
German?
So, heist?
Yep. Well,
Oh.
FBI, DEA, whatever.
Drug
Also,
Enforcement
James,
Administration.
I actually checked a photo of Skip Woods. Why has he a terrible haircut?
Because,
So yeah, fun fact, this was also co-written by David Ayer alongside Skip Woods.
Yeah.
And
Surprisingly
so,
enough, he didn't make it better.
I haven't actually seen much. I haven't really seen anything from either aside from this and Suicide Squad, and so far, not impressed.
I can tell you again, Pedro. Bright is the carnival of wasted potential.
Wow.
Ari, you may want to do a double take on that.
Lizzie.
God damn it, Lizzie! Also, I forgot, 2014, was Arnie still governor of California at this point? or not?
no, he'd
Nope.
left. He'd left a couple of years prior.
Alright.
Mhm. Scandals and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Speaking of scandals,
Fucking campers. Oh. How?
she's played by Muriel Enos. That's how.
Don't even know who she is.
Let's see, Muriel Enos. She was. Let's see, she's an American actress, and let's see, she was in.
Oh, she was in World War Z. Jesus.
And yeah, she was in The Devil's Knot, Someone Like You, Chasing Leonard, Falling Objects, and...
So terrible resume. Got it.
Yeah. So she finally gets to be alongside the awesome star Arnold Schwarzenegger in one of Schwarzenegger's worst films, if you ask me.
Congratulations. Like
Yeah.
when you managed to make a movie with Schwarzenegger that's worse than Junior
Yeah.
or Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, folks, it's worse than those movies. I mean, at least those movies played Arnold to his humorous strengths.
Call me crazy, but I'll take Sinbad doing terrible comedy over this.
What about Terminator 3?
Honestly, like I said, Terminator 3 is good enough action-wise.
Terminator 3, it's his own kind of bad. It ruins a pre-existing franchise, but he's trying to do something new.
Yeah, it's like, well, the main problem with Terminator 3 is more so, you know, the story twist at the very end. I mean, otherwise, it's a decent enough Terminator flick with good enough action, although the villain's lackluster compared to the previous ones.
How many explosions do they have?
I just hate how he completely shits on the message of the second movie.
Yeah, it's like, if it weren't for that one thing, that would be, you know, fine.
Cuervo.
Whereas this movie has way, way, way more problems. So yeah, basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays John Breacher Wharton, who's in charge of the Drug Enforcement Administration Special Operations Team. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, we have a Special Operations drug team that is, if I'm to be honest, as heavily packed as the Navy SEALs or a SWAT team.
Yeah, this looks like one of those rounds of Rainbow Six Siege.
I mean, I get that drug enforcement is a very important matter, but, what are these guys from, the army? And
Also, she's not having a helmet. Nor, technically also not Arnold, but I guess he's the captain. Money! Arnie, again, would you mind having double takes on these lines? I know, but you can actually act. Oh, jeez.
they're a team, yo.
Yeah, Power of Sonic Heroes. Jesus.
Okay. It's okay. Dubs. I'm picturing it right now. A black line on the middle of the screen. You play as Arnie, and I'll play as generic soldier number 2, I guess.
Is there a cheat code that will make the movie end faster?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no.
So, let's see how this movie did financially. Let's see, it had a budget of $35 million and made $17.5 or $18.4 million. Basically, it was somewhere in the middle of those.
Technically bombed spectacularly.
Yep, it didn't even really make... Actually,
Not even-
okay.
Almost Afrobeat, pretty much.
And let's remember all those marketing funds.
So,
The cinematography was done by Bruce McLaren. I'm gonna be honest, Bruce, you kind of stink in this movie. Like, I mean, the cinematography in this movie is dodgy, to say the least. Like, notice how we're jumping from cut to cut to cut.
yeah,
I mean,
and also there are a lot of unnecessary...
Isn't that more the editing?
cinematography, I guess we could maybe go after Dodie Dorn as well. But I'm also gonna say this, Dwibs, the camera work here is a bit shoddy, too. Like, let's just say this movie also likes to use what I like to call dark room overtones. Like, a lot of shots like this are done where, you know, stuff is done in the shadows or whatnot, where we can't see clearly, or blurry, and a bit mixed here and there.
Sure, why not?
That's enough. Now get to the chopper.
Wrong movie.
Wish I was watching Predator.
So apparently, this drug
Same.
team, while doing their job, are also apparently stealing $10 million worth of money, which is
And
apparently a
we
big
hid
no-no.
it in the toilet.
So basically, they're doing something that could very well risk them their jobs. Question: do we ever figure out how
And
much?
freedom.
Do we ever find out how much they're earning for their jobs?
Apparently not enough if you want to do this kind of shit.
I mean, you know, Person of Interest did something similar to this, you know, where a bunch of war veterans turned to crime
Right.
because, well, you know...
And that,
What?
ladies and gentlemen, is the symbol of the
Well, here's the primary advantage, Jova. Person of Interest was created by Jonathan Nolan instead of Skip Woods. So there's advantage number
10
one right
minutes
there.
and I already
Oh,
want
yeah,
the movie to be
yeah.
over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But also, I mean...
When you're created by Skip Woods and David Ayer, yeah.
Well, you know, aside from that, I'm going to go into detail as to why this is not working for me so far. See, in Person of Interest...
Looks like someone took the money.
I took the money. Roll.
But who took the money?
You were saying, Jova?
Basically, in Person of Interest, we get, you know, the overall scope of it. Like, you know, those guys are war veterans, and it's kind of common knowledge that war veterans get screwed out of jobs, so of course they kind of turn to lives of crime to make money. I mean, and even if that's common knowledge, they still make it known that war veterans get screwed over.
Metal Gear 2 on the MSX also handled that topic.
Here's the problem, though. These guys have a job in the DEA, and maybe I'm assuming something, but I think that, you know, a job with that higher ranking would, you know, rake in some dough. Like, I mean, again, you already have a job that I'm pretty sure works well, and like, okay, unless we figure out that, oh, it's payback against their boss or something, or, you know, someone's blackmailing them or, you know, embellishing money from them, this kind of doesn't make much sense to do this, unless they're doing it for the thrill, and I'm sorry, that's not the kind of proper setup. Oh, they tell their names. How cute.
Only now. Yes. Also, for the record, this is like 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. Still a bit too much, if you ask me. Should be at least 10. Sugar.
Wait, is that Terrence Howard? No! Come on, Terrence!
Why is Terrence in this movie?
He used to be paid.
Well, he was in the MCU for like one film.
Pyro. Played by Max Martini.
Tripod.
It's sad because apparently this is one of the last movies he did so
Hey,
far.
Jova,
Yeah?
one of the guys' names in this film is Tripod. This film could have used one.
Yeah. Let's talk again about the cinematography. This is gonna be trying to do the found footage thing in sections like this. And
Joy.
Dwibs, how do you think they do it?
Crap.
Also,
Like-
this writing.
You know, I get that Blair Witch was flawed, but if there's one thing Blair Witch did, it was actually, you know, just use a proper camera to simulate the found footage stuff. Why is it that films these days can't seem to, you know, remember, hey, maybe some cameras don't do the work good?
Monster.
Wait.
Apparently his Brental Floss lookalike is called Monster.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's Brental Floss doing here? So, let's see, our heist team here is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sam Worthington, Muriel, Enos, and...
Sam Worthington? Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, right, Sam Worthington. Dwibs, why don't you fill in the audience on good old Sammy?
Not that I care much about Sam
Avatar.
Worthington, mind
Yeah,
you.
Avatar.
Let's see, Sam, you went from being
Don't get me
Avatar...
wrong, I don't think he's a bad actor, it's just that he's bland, like he's generic action actor.
And he was in Call of Duty.
So,
also,
guys, what do we see when we want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger? Him chopping up vegetables!
And eating. Is
Because...
this like End of Days at the beginning where he does all that beverage with all the remaining things in his house?
Hey, at least End of Days had a nude scene. And hey, we've got a bunch of investigators watching their houses.
And they want to pee.
But there's cameras all over.
Seriously.
You guys are working for like a big
Skip,
secret.
this is not funny.
Hey, guys,
Be
you know,
your namesake and skip this scene.
get it? It's because these guys are supposed to be more formal. Because it's funny to see people slack off during their
No.
jobs, isn't it? Especially if they're black guys. Like, I don't know if Skip Woods is racist or anything, but seriously, I see too many films where the black guys are the ones who are slacking off.
Stop it.
So, are these two gonna get killed off?
I wanna hope so.
Cause you know, this is kind of suspiciously.
Also, bear statue. Why?
You know, this is suspiciously reminding me of the beginning of Commando.
Commando, yes. I was thinking about that too.
Why am I not watching Commando instead?
Yeah.
Again, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and you waste him so much.
Seriously, what is this? The daily life and times
Also
of...
Chevrolet.
What is this? The daily past and lifetimes of California governor?
Remind me again, Dwebs, when did the Terminator Genesis come out again? 2015, right?
2015, yeah.
So right after this, Alan, what was his name again, Dwebs?
Alan Taylor.
Alan Taylor was also wasting him immensely in Terminator Genesis, or Terminator Bad fanfiction, as I like to call it.
I mean, you know, I'll take Terminator Genesis over this. At the very least, they let Arnold do what he does best. Shoot, blow stuff up, quote off one-liners. I mean, sure, that movie is a mess, but it's a fun mess compared to this. Like, again, this is just simply the daily life and times of past California governor. And now a city shotscape.
Okay. Is this like Birdemic? We see this guy just, you know, using his car for the first 30 minutes.
Hello, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. Welcome to Life as Mayor.
I mean...
Actually, there was a documentary, kinda, when he went to the gym and everything.
Oh, yeah, he was very crude during that.
Is that when he was the governor?
No, it was
way
before.
back. Back when he had a mullet.
Very young and everything. Also, Arnold Schwarzenegger doing an office job. No. That you just know. Look at this. This is a cursed image. This is not something that you think is acceptable.
You're forgetting to say that he was governor of California.
But
but not in a cubicle.
Yeah, I mean, governor of California, he had a freaking big office, you know. I mean, you know, he was governor when, you know, they shot Expendables 2, and he was more awesome than this.
That is not just that, though. Again, an office, cubicle office job for one like Schwarzenegger, it's so surreal. It's like that that scene almost at the beginning of The Incredibles.
Oh, hey, Sam. Oh God, so Sam Worthington, you cannot do gangster at all.
No. Also, that face is so punchable. Yeah.
Okay, you got one chuckle out of me there.
Ha 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 ha. Penis illusion.
Why does that feel like a perfect metaphor for this movie's budget? Quality, everything.
Do you know the metaphor for this movie's box office was perfect earlier when he shot a bunch of money and it blew up.
This movie has so many.
And then we couldn't find them in the sewer.
And they flushed it all away.
Hello, Arnold, you're fired.
So anyway, their superior is Floyd Demo, played by Martin Donovan. Oh, God. He was in Malcolm X, At Mother's Request, Trust, Simple Man, Scam, South Beach, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. So I guess this is another time when I have to ask, Martin, what are you doing here? You're too good for this.
Next year he will be hired for something better. Sorry, Java.
Yeah.
Although he was also in 2 years before this movie was also in Silent Hill Revelation 3D, Ugh.
So I guess he's a good actor who just tends to dip into the pool of bad quality.
He needed to rework his agent.
Yeah, maybe not fire him, but have a good talking to with him.
My God, this movie is so boring.
I know.
And
right?
this movie
20 minutes and we still think like an eternity.
See, this movie is not only
They're in
stupid.
an eternity.
See, this movie is not only stupid, it's also lame, it's dull, it's boring, and when the action does come around, you're gonna hate the characters by
Okay,
it.
I get it, Skip. Chevrolet paid for this movie to be sponsored. You don't need to shove it in our faces all the time.
Look, here's a rule of an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. You can have the movie be dumb, you can have it be action-packed and full of explosions, but you gotta have something to give in return for that. In stuff like Commando, it's a lot of dumb action, but underneath all that dumb action, there is quite a bit of somewhat story we can remember, and we actually do like the characters.
Also, what are we playing? Oh, Call of Duty, of course.
Of course. Yeah, see, in a movie like Commando, it's more of a character-driven
Oh
story.
no,
as
actually
opposed
it's
to-
Halo, I think. Also, that guy had a scar all over his back. Motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
What a lie.
Okay,
Like a
dude,
bulldoze.
for when doing a tattoo, you kinda need to, stay put, not move around. No, you cannot fucking move for saving his life. Okay, stop with the zooms. These are annoying.
So, why is Lizzie a blonde now?
I guess she's like
The red
Black
hair was a
Widow?
disguise.
So
she's Black Widow. She's just changes her haircut and hair color every 5 seconds.
So I forgot, which one was Monster again? And by that I mean on screen here.
The Brent of Lost lookalike. There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Sam Worthington lost quite a bit of hair.
No fun allowed.
Basically, yeah.
That's the tagline for the movie. What the fuck is going on here?
I get the feeling this is what Arnold had to say about the actual set of the film.
I wonder if it was one of the last scenes where he actually ever did.
It's,
They're
yeah.
back in business.
Or are they? Okay, so are we...
basically, our heroes are a bunch of drunk arseholes who are abrasive and they argue towards each other and everyone they run into. And they literally
Congratulations.
started the movie by stealing tens of billions of dollars with no hesitation, and we're supposed to care about them. Why?
Congratulations, Jova. Be proud to know that your taxes go to these people.
I just want to know, how did these people get hired?
For the
Like,
record, I would like to, for the
Yes.
record, to add to what Liz was saying. Don't get us wrong, Lance. You can still have a movie about characters who are technically bad people and still make the movie interesting. I
Pulp
mean,
Fiction, anyone?
not just that, Joe. Clockwork Orange, of course, being my preferred example, because that is a movie that's straight up about the evil of mankind. And Alex, our protagonist, is an evil, fucking psychotic piece of shit.
And yet they
character.
somehow managed to
No.
make you feel sorry for him during
The-
the second half.
Well, depends on the
Oh,
person.
well, okay, it does depend.
Yeah.
Guys,
They don't
Wait,
ask
hold
you
on.
to be sorry. Go ahead.
apparently, this film was originally, at least according to TV tropes, was going to be a 3-hour mystery with
Oh,
periodic
God.
action here and there. But the studio told them to cut the movie down to 90 minutes and forced David Ayer to make a new ending.
I
That's
don't even want to
literally
imagine
half
how
of 3 hours.
This would be a 3-hour movie. And that would be too much even for me.
And
Jesus.
you're telling me that the action was gonna be the side bits. That's what it sounds like. Like, there's just gonna be
You're
time.
making an action movie where the action it takes the sidelines.
For
Brilliant.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, Okay.
That is a crime.
I mean, okay, it's like worked maybe once with Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie that's not predominantly action. Once.
And what was that?
I'm trying to remember the name of that movie.
Which one? Kindergarten Cop? I
Yes,
think.
yes, Kindergarten Cop. I mean, well, that one still had action, but, the action wasn't there that much. But that movie managed to work, surprisingly. However, they tried to get with Junior by having no action whatsoever, and, well... Who is that guy, I wonder?
Motherfuckers.
Just take the mask off and find out who it is.
Yeah, have you ever seen Scooby-Doo?
Oh, wait, that's right. This is all just a practice session for them.
Yeah. I wonder.
Out of role. No, that was Arnie trying to leave the role.
God, this
He
movie.
planted the clues, dweebs. He wanted to be out of the movie.
But he can't escape.
Yes.
Which makes me wonder why he signed up for this film in the first place. But
I'm just again gonna ask, how did these people, except for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who seems to be the only one who has a decent sense of professionalism, get hired for the DEA? Because, you gotta go for a lot to get into the DEA. Like, the DEA is not just a simple sign me up and draft thing.
Not just that, aside of supervision job, I do believe that they actually perform also things like psychological tests here and there.
Yeah, I mean, the DEA is... well, yeah, it's... I mean,
if you're gonna work for the maximum security police forces of the state, they might as well check whether you're in full condition.
Let me inform you, the DEA share concurrent jurisdiction with the FBI. Like, that is a pretty big responsibility. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that there has to be some background checks. Like, what is it with movies suggesting that, hey, if you're just tough or whatnot, you can get into this stuff? Seriously, screw that mentality. That's another thing, actually. For as dumb as some older Arnold Schwarzenegger movies were, they at least remembered to have him act somewhat professional when he does do his stuff.
He's not even American.
It's kind of telling when, 80s films are smarter than you. I mean, that's not to say that 80 films were normally dumb, but, 80s were, let's call them our own personal Silver Age.
I do believe that the movie is trying to do some tonal dissonance.
Oh, goody. And it's not even really working.
I don't even know what we're going for. Again, I take that this was just... It's not even... honestly... Sorry, it's not even worth as a military commercial, something like to promote the forces that save us from the danger on the streets. No, it just doesn't work like that.
Apparently, after those months where, the team were under investigation, they finally have been reinstated. So I guess this is them practicing. Yeah. So I guess the DEA
also,
didn't have...
Club. Yay, titties!
So I guess the DEA didn't have, an actual obstacle course to practice in? No, they just had to do it out there.
Let me check. What was even the story behind this movie? Like, why was it even conceived?
Apparently, it started off as being an adaptation of Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. Which would explain also the original plans that Dwibs mentioned, going off of TV tropes.
Jover?
Yes?
I've got a question, actually.
Go on.
How is it possible for a non-American citizen to become a governor?
Oh, you gotta go for a lot of hoops and whatnot. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger did get, American citizenship.
Well, yeah, considering how long he lived in the States, doesn't he, grant you then citizen after a while?
Yeah.
20 years?
Yeah, sometimes in some very rare cases you can also take a test to get it, but yeah, oftentimes you do have to wait a bit as well. Why do you ask, Dribs? You planning to go into politics over here?
No. The job at Dwibs is gonna infiltrate your government so we can give the United States back to their original owners, Great Britain.
So you're gonna be so what? You're gonna be the next Nigel Farage?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is
Please,
I'm gonna.
no, please tell me that you have a nicer face that doesn't instigate me to punch it over and over. But that's a topic for another day. I'm digressing.
I'm no looker, but
So
I'm like-
hey, Liz. So what is Liz's character that she's skeevy or something?
I don't know.
her character is that she's a bitch.
No shit. Yeah.
Uh-oh, something happened in the past between them.
Noodle accidents.
Does this have to do with when you became a blue person, Worthington? Look, those days are over. Cameron's never gonna make that sequel so much as he says it.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Just enjoy the boobies, you dim idiots. Jeez.
The DEA setting a great example for everyone.
Yeah.
I love how the synopsis kind of skips over stupid moments like this because, you know, it
Well,
really
because they're
adds nothing
pointless.
to the movie.
Again, how could this movie been 3 hours long?
I mean, apparently it
Even
was...
the Wikipedia article knows it's pointless.
It's like, you know, my guess is like, with those 3 hours, they wanted to make it a more in-depth mystery. Which, honestly, I'm sorry,
pathetic.
this... I mean, honestly...
Yes, Pedro?
No, I'm saying it was pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, going off of how this movie started off, what mystery is there really to be had? Oh, what? Who stole the money? Oh, yeah. Well, okay, fine, but we haven't even really gotten suspects of any sorts for that stuff because, you know, we don't know enough about the past event to really form an idea of the mystery, and we don't know the characters well enough to really get an idea of who would betray who.
Also, someone is on the track.
Hey, this is like that Wile E. Coyote short, where
Can you just
against
smash
Bugs
the window?
Bunny.
I get going panic, but
Just smash the
still,
window.
and you literally could have avoided this if you went on the other side of the trailer.
Wow, I can't believe that trailer's still intact. Like, normally it would get kind of squished like an
Yeah,
accordion.
old.
And the train's still going.
Well, it shows, but it's stopping because,
there we go.
sparks because of it. But still, yeah, this means that someone or something actually planted the trailer of one of the team there.
Oh no, guys. Pyro's dead.
And I don't give a shit.
Pyro, played by Max Martini. He was in Saving...
He's the lucky one. He was in this film the least.
You know what's funny? Max Martini played Corporal Fred Henderson in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, jeez.
Like, you went from Spielberg to this.
Great jump in your career.
He went from a movie that, in 2014, was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry to this. Like, and he's the first one who gets gunned down. Like, dang.
He's
Oh, boy.
maybe he's going for the Robert De Niro actor illness in the sense that he just wants to destroy his career for reasons that are baffling to everybody around him.
Oh yeah, how is Robert De Niro doing career-wise nowadays?
Terrible. Let's not forget, Joe, that the last movie I remember from him
Was the
is
third
that
Meet the Fockers.
not just that. There was also that movie he made with Zac Efron, where basically Zac Efron, yeah, Dirty Grandpa. Basically, Robert De Niro is a grandfather of Zac Efron who consistently pulls on his pants and hits on women, and
Oh, he was in that?
He's right now he's a producer for that movie based on the life of the band Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
So, yeah, guess it's time to investigate the crime. Oh, wait. That actress looked familiar.
Which one? The inspector?
Yeah.
Olivia Williams, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Olivia Williams. She was in The Postman, she was in Rushmore, she was in Sixth Sense. She was also in X-Men The Last Stand. She played Mrs. Darling in the 2003 adaptation of Peter Pan. Yeah, she's been in quite notable stuff.
Again, another person that bites the dust by having their career tied to Skip Woods.
Let's see, after Sabotage, ooh, not much after Sabotage movie-wise. She did Maps of the Stars, Alter, Seventh Son, Man Up, The White King, and Victoria and Abdul.
Victoria and Abdul, I haven't seen it, but it's a film about Queen Victoria and her friendship with a Muslim guy, I don't know.
Well, the reception of which has been mixed.
What a surprise. Yeah, she's clearly high.
You're gonna be the most likable character in this movie, aren't you, Olivia?
And the movie is probably gonna try to pass her as an asshole.
I mean, kind of like what they did with Lola in the Evil Goddess route.
Wasn't there? I forgot. Also, like the investigator, similar to investigator, also in Phantasmagoria 2, I think.
So, you'll never believe how
The investigator was unlikable from the very beginning.
True.
So, yeah, believe it or not, to promote this film, Schwarzenegger and Joe Manganiello, they guested on the March 24th, 2014 episode of WWE Raw. Oh, thank you. And they were joined by Hulk Hogan in the ring before confronting The Miz.
I'm pretty sure that the promotion show was actually more entertaining than this movie itself.
Yeah. Says something when your wrestling promotion is better than your actual movie. Hey, you wanna know what's funny? While most critics have rated this film badly, guess what company gave this film a 7 out of 10? IGN.
Ugh.
Because, this movie's kind of like a first-person shooter, lackluster story, advertisement.
Maybe just that,
not really all
Jova.
that.
If I remember correctly, Chris Stockman likes this movie.
I don't know what he thinks of this movie.
Then again, that's the thing, Jova.
Is Chris Stockman a fan of Skip Woods?
The thing
No,
about
he doesn't like him.
the thing about Chris Stockman, it's more so about for David Hayter rather than Skip Woods.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, Jova, Chris Stockman is quite possibly the most forgiving movie critic of all time. Like that guy.
I don't know.
That guy will praise the movie no matter how bad the story and writing are, as long as it looks good.
Maybe he's changed because I've seen quite a few reviews of him that don't pull any punches. But okay, so
check out his review of The Village, for example.
So of course, one of the first
Photos
suspects.
of young Schwarzenegger with Bill Clinton and Obama.
Huh. Okay, that's a nice touch. After all,
Okay.
I used to be the governor of California. I'm very good at making this stuff happen.
Hello.
Hi, Lizzie.
Bye. What was the point of letting her in?
Boobs.
Also, Chinese food.
Yeah,
Sweetie, did your mother told you that it's not good education by eating with your mouth full, but not talking with your mouth full?
Don't you see, Tio? People being impolite like that gives them character.
It's decent manners.
And common sense. You don't want to choke with your own dinner.
So, yeah, basically, Karen Brentwood...
Sorry, the detective died. Cause of death, noodles.
So basically...
Surprise! Go ahead, Joe, I'll tell you later.
So basically, Agent Brentwood here has a partner, the black guy, Investigator Darius Jackson, played by Harold Perianu.
Probably someone who needed to build up his resume.
Oh my god, he was Link in the Matrix films and games.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing. That character was... well, I guess... No, wait. Was the guy with the dreads in those movies? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it was him from Reloaded and Revolutions.
He was also in the 1996 rendition of Romeo and Juliet as Mercutio. He was in The Woman on Top, Prison Song, The Best Man, Lulu on the Bridge.
Eyes on the road. Seriously, this girl doesn't know how to leave.
So, she's about to get cleaved, isn't she?
I wanna hope so, because...
Oh god, and after this film, poor Piarianu had only 2 other films made after Sabotage. One was in 2007, and the other is this year. So either he went to do TV show stuff a lot, or this some kind of, well, yeah.
Sunk his career.
Thankfully, though, it looks like he's making a bit of a comeback in the last 2 years, in this present year. Boy.
Anyway, there you go. I think they received a call about the places, so they went to investigate.
Let me guess, the call is actually from the culprit.
Or someone is dead already in the house.
You know, it's kind of a sad but running trend. It's like, well, the more we look into actors involved with this movie, the more we see that this movie had a negative impact on, like, almost everyone involved.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, of course, this film got an early release in Los Angeles because California. Cute.
Statue.
Let me guess, the money's in the statue. Oh, that's right, I forgot there's supposed to be a mystery going on here.
Yeah, because remember, we do still know who got the money.
You know, that's a problem.
We still don't know who pushed the guy's caravan onto the path of the train tracks and got him run over.
That's kind of a problem with this movie. There's what?
Oh Jesus, that's a lot of blood.
Ew.
So who's the lucky victim this time?
That's charming.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed... Wait, hold on. He's nailed to the ceiling, just like in End of Days?
I think so.
Maybe he did it to himself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure he does.
Okay, seriously though, what is it with this
You need a shower, lady.
What is it with this film replicating stuff from a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger's old movies? Like, well, this movie does not feel nearly exciting enough to be the one that goes, look at me, I'm like the anniversary project of Schwarzenegger. Or maybe they were just that scrapped for ideas when they had to cut down on running time, so they thought, hey, this happened in a past Schwarzenegger film, maybe we can do this again.
And now Arnold's just leaving.
So, yeah, apparently the one who was nailed to the ceiling was Neck.
Who's he played by?
Josh Holloway.
Ew.
Josh Lee Holloway. He was on Lost.
Oh no.
Yeah. But he was also Gabriel Vaughn on
Wait, Evil Sawyer. How did I not recognize him?
Wow. But hey, he was also in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And wow.
Sabotage was his official
last film.
Role. Yeah.
Ouch.
He right now he's doing the TV series
So
Colony.
terrible,
But,
it destroyed his career.
At least for
His
films. Right now
film
he's in
career.
a TV series at least.
Ouch.
Well, the trips is still working.
My god dang, this movie just is so unpleasant with the impact it had.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, going back to this movie has too much plot. Well, not focusing on that plot well, like seriously. First, there was supposed to be a mystery of who stole the money. But now there's this plot of, hey, the team's finally gotten reinstated, but we haven't really gotten to see them do any action because now they're getting killed, except for, that one practice session. So now I guess it's also a mystery of who's killing each other. I mean,
That's the thing, Jova. These characters are, aside from Arnold himself, I guess, and that's stretching still a lot, none of these other characters are particularly interesting.
Yeah. And that's...
They don't have particular personalities. They don't even have any quirks of their own. They just have some different appearances, and that's it.
For contrast's sake, in Ace Attorney, while you normally don't get to talk to the victims before they die, and yes, there are some victims you actually do get to know before they get killed, in a lot of cases, you learn more about the victims as the mystery goes on, so that sometimes, even by the end of certain cases, especially in Ace Attorney 6, you actually feel downright sorry for those victims. Ace Attorney 6, again, does some of the best work in giving character to the victims. Whereas in comparison here, the victims have had plenty of time to show us some character.
Can you stop with the close-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, the zooms, the close-ups, this is really amateurish work.
Again, the cinematographer, Bruce McCleary.
Well, let's not forget how the editing and directing of Squid was also incompetent in a lot of areas.
Thank you.
Okay, I get. I think I get.
David is not very good.
I think I get what they're going for. Maybe just a bit like a documentary style thing, but I don't know.
Uh-huh. Well, Tripod's a dick. Oh yeah, that's right! Tripod was the member who left the DEA after he was suspended.
Maybe could have been him? I don't know.
Maybe. Or am I getting it mixed up? Because, again, I have trouble remembering some of these people. Like, okay, some people may say, well, hey, they had a clear opening sequence where they tell us who it is. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. After that opening sequence...
There you go. That's a
God.
good representation of me at the ending of Very Fast Ref.
Yeah.
It's all in pills and vodka.
You know,
Pedro.
Here's
I will force you to watch this movie non-stop if you do this.
Ouch.
We'll see who got the last laugh.
Now that I think about it, another problem with this movie is like, well, yes, this movie did literally tell us who the characters were by name. Here's the problem, though. They cut to months later where they look visually different. So, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to recognize anyone who's not Schwarzenegger, also because we don't get to see many scenes with them much as a character.
Yeah, totally. Oh, some jealousy.
We're in a soap opera now.
Mijito, don't leave me, please.
Oh, it's just a detective.
It may not be that important, but the synopsis also skips over this entire sequence as well. And the previous scene that we just saw, too.
Again, it deemed it not worth the time.
Now, I'm not going to say that,
We're not even halfway through. Oh, God.
Now, folks, I get it, a lot of synopsises do cut out some stuff because, they're mainly summarizing the plot. But it is so noticeable here, if only because these scenes don't really add anything to the movie. Like, okay, they give us maybe tiny bits of character, but not much that really matters because some of those characters get killed off soon enough. In fact, we've already got 2 dead, and we're barely over half an hour into this.
Yeah.
Wow, everyone's quiet because the actual grown-up is talking.
Yeah, Tio's right. What the hell's with this guy's haircut?
I don't know. Maybe he learned it from... I don't know. What was the name of that species that Sam Worthington joins in Avatar?
Yeah, basically.
Typically, Jova, I like to call them Smurfs, like South Park does. But go ahead, Navi. That's the actual official term.
Yeah, basically, guys, this is a picture of Skippy.
To quote Cartman, you fucking hacks! You can't just take Dentsu Smurfs and change its name. This is what Smurfs is my idea.
Charming.
Oh.
Again,
dude...
unnecessary Tarantinoing.
Like... Get it! Those two are friends, so they talk slang to each other, yo.
2 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3.
So, it was a very bold move of them to show us, the part where the film executives are talking about making this movie. This is
Yeah,
wonderful
it
seeing
doesn't
behind the
make it
scenes
less-
stuff.
Look at this, a bunch of fat suits.
Yeah.
Arnold's not even in this scene. Like, okay, look, if you're gonna have scenes like this, have Arnold shooting one-liners, calling people dicks
Also,
or something.
That cravat. Seriously, this meeting can be summed like that. Most unorthodox.
Okay,
This is most unorthodox, sir.
I know
How
that.
could you even make that boring?
I know that we are pretty much roadblocking your investigation, but I want to reassure you that we have absolutely nothing to do with this crime. Like,
Well, be wrong.
holy cow, this is like from the book of cliche government hiding secrets.
This is more like
Yeah,
a 12-year-old conspiracy
Jova,
theory.
I just realized it,
probably.
Jova.
Yeah?
I just realized it, Jova. This is the Neil Breen movie, except done unironically.
Pedro, but isn't that corrupt?
It is. David and Skip are totally corrupt. I hate filmmakers like Skip Woods and David Ayer. They are so corrupt. They persecute my family. They kill the DCU.
To give credit, Pedro, at least in those movies, Neil Breen made the build-up where the people were in fucking explode with an after effect.
You don't have to convince me of anything. I love Neil Breen.
Like, but seriously, I mean,
Oh, guys, look, fast footage.
it makes it so real, doesn't it?
The close-up on his mouth was totally necessary.
Don't you see, Job? It's so they get that we're in an off-put place, or maybe it's like the cinematographer. The cinematographer is just being pretentious and avant-garde and all that shit.
I love that line. Where's the money? That's probably what the investors of
So
this film
basically,
asked
Arnold was
after
doing
this
the
film
whole-
came out.
I love what Arnold said though. You're 48% body fat. You're so to fuck you guys.
Yeah, see? That little meeting scene would have been so much more good with Arnold actually doing those one-liners.
So much more good. What do you mean, so much better?
No, it wouldn't have improved it that much.
That's not the point. Basic grammar.
This movie has not earned my proper grammar, thank you very much.
Just move on.
So, is this the apology while drinking scene?
Probably. I don't know.
Arnold, why do you do this to me? I want to like your movies.
We
Why do you
thought we had something. I don't know. That's not an excuse.
Yeah, what she said, that's bull.
So?
Tripod.
Yeah, one of his team members has quit.
Remember, because he was suspended.
Suspended.
Well, crud. Okay, I was wrong. The guy he pinned to a pool table wasn't Tripod. These characters are so interchangeable, I got it mixed up.
Yeah, and even their nicknames are not that don't make them so much special.
Let me guess, they're gonna show up and Tripod's going to be dead because he's the next suspect and we're not even halfway through the movie.
So we're doing the shtick, kinda the shtick of a Murder, She Wrote episode.
Again, this is based off of Agatha Christie's novel And Then There Were None. Even
To be
though...
fair, Jova, if I had to be completely blunt, so far I've never seen a proper, decent adaptation of the original book.
Yeah.
Because the closest one we got was an old movie, I forgot which year it was made, but it changed the ending so much that the original message that the book was trying to accomplish got lost. Because
Although,
of it.
to be fair to you, the original novel was kind of a British... It was based after a British blackface song, so...
Well, I to actually read isn't about talking about the Indians.
Tio, the original title is called 10 Little Niggers.
Actually, my country was called 10 Little Indians. I don't know why they changed that.
Maybe because, the N-word is really, really, really pretty bad.
I suppose. But even back then, whatever. Point being, I guess it's better if they changed it. Whatever.
It's kind of
Moving
like
on.
Song of the South, you know.
Well, I know, but regardless of whoever was involved, the original idea of the story was about these people, just like in this movie, being picked up one by one
True.
and trying to figure out who it was. It's how the movie kinda ended.
Like wasn't, you know, and then there were none more of like a locked room thing, like, you know, it was in a room anyway.
Yeah, we were. Well, I think we were trapped on an island. It's again, Jova. The closest thing I've seen to a decent adaptation was
Family
Umineko.
Guy.
No, Umineko.
Oh, that
not
too.
Kukuruni. It's like,
I'll give Family Guy this. Back when it was good, they did do a somewhat decent take on the and then they were none kind of story.
that parody of the Star Wars trilogy is a guilty pleasure of mine, even though I know it has its good share of flaws.
I only like the first part, like their parody of A New Hope. The others are
I
crap.
understand you. Yay, shooting!
Bang, 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 bang.
Hey,
Where's the Second Amendment?
is this training or are these bad
No,
guys?
remember, we are at Tripod's house. I don't even...
Oh, God, that was
uh,
literally a first-person look in a first-person shooter. No wonder IGN liked this
Totally not a
movie.
military commercial, we swear.
Also,
It's like the Transformers movie.
you know, it's funny what IGN actually said about this movie. Sabotage is far more effective than its action-centric trailers have suggested, with the film more a mystery thriller that actually offers Arnold Schwarzenegger and the cool ensemble a chance to act and not just shoot guns. Right. Yeah. Can you not feel the character leaping off the screen at you guys? They're getting to actually act.
Who thought this was a good idea?
Skippy.
Actually, Skip,
David,
But David Ayer.
Yeah.
David, get off the stage.
this was also produced by Bill Block. Whoever that is.
Bill.
Let's see. He's a Hollywood producer and financier of
Alright,
studio films.
seriously? Not even any last words?
Huh.
Okay.
Wow.
Again, no one-liners. You have Schwarzenegger, you do no one-liners.
That's a good
Shame on
point.
you.
Like, seriously. Come on.
Why even Arnold at this point? Just have, I don't know, Jason Statham.
You know what I mean? I can't believe I was saying this, but I'll give Junior credit. At least that movie remembered it had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it and did use him for some of his strengths. Like, you're being outdone by Junior, one of the more boring Arnold Schwarzenegger films.
And disgusting.
Yeah.
What, you mean you don't like to see a movie about a man who becomes pregnant?
No.
Remember, Joe,
No,
it's a
I
telltale
don't-
way. Silence is
no,
an option.
No, that fucking movie and its nightmarish image
Oh,
need
God,
to be
that-
erased
They're
from the
trap. Or a body, bird. I think it's obviously a trap. Arnold, I'm not sure it's a
Tripwire.
good idea.
Tripwire.
Or like he's still alive.
The tattoo.
Okay.
Does the tattoo mean something?
I think it was tied to the gang that we were stealing money at the beginning.
Oh, right! That scene!
That's how we got here. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I believe one of their own got killed during that mission. Someone called Smoke.
smoke.
Yeah, the name of
No,
the...
I
no,
wish it was
no,
named
no,
Mortal
no,
Kombat.
no, no. Joe, by this point, he's been captured by Lin Kuei,
Yes.
roboticized. So.
Reference.
I'll take it. Yeah, this movie, surprisingly enough, doesn't have that many. Aside from that guy crucified on the ceiling.
Smoke Jennings. You know, he doesn't seem to have a listed actor, actually. Huh. You know, when you think about it, Smoke was kind of entirely in costume. So basically, they had a nobody.
An actor who did not need to show his face.
So they have that be the guy who gets killed off. Is there any reason for why Smoke gets killed off? Like, what, is it revealed later that his daughter or something?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Been so much since I watched Regiment in this movie. Oh my god, we're barely halfway through. I want this movie to be so over. Please understand. The movie is telling me to please understand.
Nailed to doing a run over by a train. That sounds like a Looney Tunes way of going.
And yet, this was, well, I wouldn't even say handled by Universal because apparently Dweeb's copy suggests Lionsgate was also behind this, even though Wikipedia states that it was handled by so many companies. Albert Ezradi Production, Cray Films, QED International, Rock Films, Open Road, and Universal.
The official distribution was by Open Roads and Universal, so my guess is that
So I guess
Lionsgate
Lionsgate
picked
did
it up
only the
later.
mobile for iTunes.
I
Probably.
don't know.
Policía Federal. Also, that girl is so short. Why do you even make that team shot? Also, that's slow-mo. If you bother to have a girl that's so short compared to the other troopers.
So is this supposed to be a flashback or something?
What the fuck? We're explaining, basically. So basically, instead of actually sending a person back in Mexico, she sacrificed herself kinda to kill him, so that he couldn't commit crimes again. Gee, I've never seen this that I'm ever presented.
Joe, does the Wikipedia article say anything about this?
About what?
These expatriation.
The Basque guy getting shot for no reason.
Apparently that has to do with, apparently Breach's family was killed by a bunch of cartels.
He was tied to a cartel, drug cartel, sorry.
Yep, basically his family were...
I wish I was watching anything about the story of Pablo Escobar instead. Jacob! Doesn't have the same feeling.
So basically
also,
basically his friends and family were kidnapped and he was blackmailed.
And tortured. Oh, charming.
Oh, they mailed pieces of... Just like in Commando, when Dan had friends that he'll mail Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter to him in pieces.
Yeah. Unless he kills the president of Bumblebee Land.
Don't you mean Valverde?
I don't even know what country was mentioned.
Probably a made-up country. So this is why we should trust Breacher, because
also with all those flashback and flash forwards, I have lost the timeline at this point.
So basically, that's why we saw those bits of Arnold, watching a video of a woman getting tortured, because they sent the video to him.
And he feels guilty about it, I guess.
And that is now the true means that we have to trust him, because he's really...
And that's no good.
No good.
So don't you see, guys, he's truly tortured, and he's... Okay, that still doesn't explain why did he do the heist?
Schwarzenegger.
And why did he do the heist? If anything, shouldn't he be trying to get revenge against the cartel? Why American society?
Maybe he lost faith or something in the system.
I mean, I get that. Uh-oh.
Go!
Did you seriously just tell him the ultimate secret?
Okay, thanks, bye.
So...
Sorry.
For what? You're not sorry, come on.
Don't you see she's sorry because
Be honest, sweetie pie.
She's sorry because she suspected him.
John! Yeah, just because you say sorry doesn't mean that things change like that. Jesus, man.
People don't change. Not. I wish I was watching House MD right now.
Everybody.
He will probably scold everyone and tell them to go fuck themselves.
And now we go to somebody swimming.
In a
You
very hot
idiots.
pool.
Drowned. It's gonna get drowned.
Also, that pool is not that clean. Why would you even bother swimming
What
in?
the? Oh, never mind. It's her pool.
Also, pro tip, because this thing is being shown in movies so much, never drink alcoholics while being in a pool. It doesn't end well.
So he shows up to her pool with a bout of wine and whatnot. They're about to bang, aren't they?
If it's good for you, Arnold, if you ask me personally, she's not attractive, sorry.
Oh wait, never mind. I guess he's sharing bits about the case with her. I guess now he realizes that they can work together.
Basically, more people tied to the cartel.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Oh, I get it. So that's why he stole the $10 million. It was to get back at the cartel. Okay.
You know what, Pedro? This is a situation where even if we are completely wrong about the plot of the movie, I really want to know if there are fans of this. Like, I genuinely want to know if there's a person out there who feels enjoyment about this movie.
There are actually.
I wanna really ask what is their secret, because I really be needing some of it right now.
But Tio, like IGN said, this is a movie where the characters get to act and they don't just shoot guns.
Also, there you go, Jova. They actually bang.
Oh, okay.
Who are you to judge?
I mean,
Also, Joe, I'm pretty sure when Theo meant like fans of this movie, he meant people like people that actually have some kind of credibility and brains.
well, apparently 20% of critics thought so. You know, I'm just gonna say this right now. By having a one-night stand with a suspect, you're kind of getting too involved, honey.
Yeah, not just that, you're jeopardizing your entire investigation.
Like, for all you know, he could just be a masterful manipulator and liar. Like, there's a thing as being emotionally sound, but then there's also, think about it like being a doctor. You can't let yourself get emotionally,
Involved.
Yeah, emotionally, God, it starts with a C,
yeah,
compromised, yeah.
That's one of the primary purposes of Cameron's character in Dr. House, for the sake of particularly exploring that particular topic.
And let me tell you right this, a job of her caliber is no exception. Like, doctor's one thing, but here, you could very well be in league with a criminal. That's an even bigger case. Also, the sex scene just kind of came and went. Like, what's even the purpose? To establish a relationship, romantic?
I guess, Jova, they actually went with the little term that you just spoke.
Wow.
So great, we're like, what, 1 hour and 10 minutes in and we're back to square one.
But hey,
the vast majority of the movie feels pointless.
But hey, guys, the team's back together, or what's left of them.
I wanna watch. Okay, Jova, I'm gonna go a step further and say that I rather watch Blues Brothers 2000 instead of this.
I agree. I mean, Blues Brothers 2000
that movie is terrible, but at least I can get some enjoyment out of it. This is just people talking.
Yeah, Blues Brothers 2000 has occasionally table scraps of some good jokes, and the singing and music are good. This, though, is just joyless. This feels like, a mockumentary in those scenes. Like
it's sad when even TV tropes cannot defend this. Like, I've seen TV tropes so many times defending terrible movies by having things like actual funny and awesome sections where they clearly shouldn't be. No such thing for this one. There's nothing.
Yeah, the thing we have to remember with TV tropes is like there are multiple people writing for those, so occasionally you'll see them go easy on stuff.
Jova, I've written in wikis since 2005. I understand that.
You can tell something's really bad, though, when you pretty much see TV tropes acknowledge, yeah, this movie or this or that is bad.
This movie sucks.
Yay!
So we're finally seeing this team.
The token He's the token black character. So yeah, finally, like Jova said, the team is actually capable of doing something, even though they're not still the complete team force. But what can we do?
It's like I said with Final Fantasy XIII. Not much point in having a supposed team dynamic when the team never really is together.
Also, you left your car open. What if someone wanted to steal them?
Did you cover the license plates if you're doing this off the books? Speaking
I
of
hope
doing it
so.
off the books...
Okay.
Don't-
What was that?
Oh, dear family during World War I, we'll be back before Christmas. Signed, soldier who will totally not be wrong for the next 4 or so years. We'll totally be done after this, guys.
Swear on me, mom. What we're watching?
Again, this feels like watching a cop show or a mockumentary. Like, well, it's
I wish I would. No, I would say, Java, that the show Cops actually is more entertaining than this.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, even Shrek 2 made a decent parody of that.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't mind to see, like, you know, a cop's equivalent to, say, like, a show like The Office, you know, a mockumentary of the cop life.
Which office, Joe?
Either Office, I mean, they were both mockumentaries.
Yeah, it's just one was British, one was American. We both have different styles.
Mm-hmm.
It's ain't that bad.
Hey, Winnie the
Also,
Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh.
How much
That
did...
movie, you're just reminding me of watching something better.
So, tell me, movie, was it worth paying the royalties you would have had to have paid Disney for that?
Probably.
I wish I was watching Winnie the Pooh 2011 right now.
And now you got me imagining a Winnie the Pooh movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's Christopher Robin.
Oh, God.
It's me, Pooh,
Christo-
I'm back.
Christopher Robin has been kidnapped by a creature called the Backson.
Oh, wow.
The wonderful thing about Tigers is that Tigger. I can't.
There's only...
Zata is only one Ja.
Oh, the
It's a
Jesus.
giant- It's a giant
Well, he was,
creature with a tail.
well, he was well, Tio. He was shooting at them and the other gun.
True, but, you know, could have aimed at the head instead of a back. Also, this music... Who composed for this? I actually forgot.
Dave Sardi.
What else?
David
Who-
Sardi.
Oh, Zombieland. And Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Zombieland was good.
And look at that, he also did the music for Bright.
Yes.
So he's kind of a
I've
David...
actually never seen Zombieland.
Zombieland was a movie that was more good than it had any right to be. Especially with a name like
It's
Zombieland.
basically Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, and
Oh no, so there's a little girl.
Isn't
basically-
Zombieland that movie that has Kristen Stewart and
no. Basically, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin are trying to escape from a
And
zombie.
Bill Murray.
Huh, a movie with Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg that is good.
Yep.
I
Again,
never liked Jesse Eisenberg in anything, honestly.
Jesse
I know,
Eisenberg
I know that's like heresy, but
It is? I mean...
oh, trust me, Joe, there are a lot of fangirls of Jesse Eisenberg.
Well, of course they're fangirls. I mean, the guy can be...
What do you
Oh,
say?
what the heck?
Which I will never understand. At the very least, Robert Pattinson, I do understand, because Robert Pattinson, from what I can understand why women would be
Oh,
attracted
it's
to
drug.
Robert Pattinson, but Jesse Eisenberg, really?
Everyone's got a different fling here and there. And hey,
That's
Jesse...
heroin.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Someone actually gave a wrong lead.
So what was actually in those?
Well, technically, well, they were like defending it with guns, so they were thugs, I guess.
But apparently they weren't the cartel, so... Uh-oh.
What are you trying to tell me, Skip? I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the synopsis because I'm literally now lost with this movie. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it actually is a cartel safe house, but the enforcers weren't there. That's what they're mad about.
Right.
With a cigar.
Kill them all.
Yeah, no,
Lady, the cigar and chomping compels you.
You know, that's a good point, actually. If they were doing this... Oh, wait, that's right. They were technically doing their job, but they had to hurry so that they could basically do stuff as heavy as they wanted it.
And clean, yeah.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder what we're gonna fish.
So, basically, they tracked one of the enforcers' cell phones to a river.
Oh no, it's a corpse.
Hold on. How does that cell phone still have signal when it's underwater for that long? Like, is it one of those waterproof ones? And even still, don't think it would last that long.
No idea.
But, oh, so apparently the enforcers' bodies are at the bottom of the river, which means it couldn't have been the cartel.
But who could it be? I'm
So
not invested anymore in this.
So we essentially wasted almost 20 minutes on a red herring with the cartel, even though that would make way more sense.
Brilliant.
Even though
Very brilliant.
You know, movie, I get that you want to be all maverick and whatnot and really woo the audience with, oh, look at how amazing my twist is, to a point where even M. Night Shyamalan would say you're doing too much. Yeah, I'm not... Look, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be quite honest. With M. Night Shyamalan, his twists are stupid, but he doesn't throw in this many red herrings. I mean, he just often goes through with the plot and then goes with the twist. Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit like with Salt.
Oh, God,
Because the problem with Salt is that it tried way too hard to surprise you with way too many twists.
See, here's the thing. The reason M. Night Shyamalan's twists are memorable is the fact that he just...
Usually there's only one of them.
Yeah. I mean, they're epically stupid, but there's usually just one. Here, again, it's like trying to undo a knot here. And I'm gonna be quite honest. No matter... Okay, unless the twist is actually freaking amazing, I think it would have been fine to have just ended beyond the cartel, or, you know, have it be like one of the members was secretly working for the cartel or something. Because,
it actually reminds me more of Devil in a sense, but even there, in that movie also, the twist was weak, and you didn't particularly care about the characters.
And, you know, at least with Devil, the twist was connected to something that was technically an overlying factor, like, you know, the cop's dead wife and family. Here, though, the cartel are literally linked to the very start of this movie, where Breacher's wife, family, and friends were tortured and killed by the cartel. We wasted an entire epic flashback sequence on it. Heck, Brentwood here had sex with him after finding out his tragic backstory, and it turns out that that may have just been pointless because the cartel aren't even behind it. Like, I'm not against having multiple twists here and there. There are some films that actually do it good. But the problem here is, like, well, we dedicated so much film and character to that backstory.
Oh my god, movie, we get it.
Even here, and yet, again, aside from it being traumatic to him, what purpose does this serve to the movie now that we pretty much have the inkling that the people behind that aren't behind this? Like, at this point, it's just torture porn. Like, again, the people who did this might as well be dead. Unless it turns out that someone from the cartel actually left beforehand.
At this point, Job, I don't understand anymore. I love you.
Of course, her dying words were "I love you." I can just imagine the cartel going, hey, Frank, I know we've been torturing this woman, but maybe we could tell her, hey, we'll let you live if you say you love her.
I love you.
Like, it totally won't be your last words or anything. Okay, I love you, John. I lied.
That's what you get when you have dweebs as a terrorist.
So, Okay, so I
You
don't.
know, End of Days had this angsty thing at the beginning, but then there was actually Arnold fighting the devil.
I think even Arnold doesn't know what to do now because, again, the cartel were like the big prime suspect.
No, Joe, okay, I get it. That scene where he was on his couch drinking the thing, that was the moment where he realized that he couldn't get out of the movie. And he was still forced to play a bit of it.
Like, honestly, at this point, what's there left to do? I mean, sure, we have to find out who
Well,
the killer is.
discovering the mole, whoever it was in the team that actually tried to do this old mess and killed all the others.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess now we're gonna try and think it's a mole?
No shit.
Wait, your husband?
Remember, she's engaged with the rental floss. Folks, you have smoked too much heroin.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
That's a good point. Money.
It's always about the fucking money.
Of course, Terrence Howard should know. He used to work for Tony Stark.
Temporarily.
Okay, the person who acts like the most biggest jerk and the most likely to have been the mole is probably not going to be the mole, because
Obviously.
subversion.
Hell, I don't even remember. Keep in mind, folks, I don't remember completely this movie. Maybe Arnold is the mole for all we know.
That would be incredibly stupid.
I mean, it's not the first time that I see a product where the product tells you that there is a traitor amongst the group, and it turns out he's actually the protagonist, and even the player doesn't know.
True.
But let me just say that in those products, this was done better.
Like, I mean, okay, maybe Arnold might be the bad guy, but they have to pull it off pretty well, because that would mean either he's lying about his whole backstory thing. Of course, then again, Monster was the one who told the backstory, so maybe he lied or something. But, I mean, it's got to be a pretty well-handled twist. Especially since Arnold's the most likable of these guys. I know that's not saying much, but he's the most likable.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks, movie. You made me chuckle for a single second.
Heh,
You did
took them long
something,
enough.
Oh my god.
You know, here's...
I really want to hope that the checks at least were decent for these actors.
You know, just gonna say this right now, there's one thing they're overlooking, though. What about their superior?
Oh, you mean...
You know, Martin Donovan's character.
Martin Donovan.
Floyd Demo.
He hasn't showed up that much so far.
Think about it, though. Why aren't they maybe suspecting he might have been behind? I mean, he was their superior. I mean, granted, as far as they're concerned, he didn't know, but maybe he did secretly know. Maybe they're gonna, like, pull a Now You See Me Too. You know, where... Remember
I
how...
haven't seen those, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, shoot. Do you have
I
any...
know the premise, I just know that there are illusionists who perform heists, and that's it.
Oh, God. Let's just say that movie
there's
goes...
a lot of stupidity you're not seeing.
Yeah. But, yeah, seriously, though, I mean, I get that. I get why they're suspecting that someone within their own ranks might have done it, but you'd think maybe they might also suspect, you know, Floyd, Donovan's character. You know, he's acting like a dick. We haven't seen him much. For all we know, he could have gone off the grid and run off with the money. I mean, maybe the movie's just not that smart either, but hello!
What am I fighting for?
I wish I was playing that instead. Soon enough. Congratulations. You don't fuck it up.
Is this the actors talking about the movie?
Can the scene move forward, please? Oh my god, I can feel my hair growing.
That was totally necessary, right? I mean, I'm
Fuck,
sorry.
How do you do this?
This movie is giving No Country for Old Men a run for its money and wasting time.
I don't know, Jova. At the very least, in this movie, there's people talking for the most part, and there's been some action here and there. Whereas in No Country for Old Men, most of the time we're just watching people staring at the wall.
I mean, I guess for me, it just hurts more here because, again, this movie, in fact, what is this movie genre itself as? This movie is supposed to be an action thriller. An action thriller. At least No Country for Old Men didn't try and pass itself off as such. Seriously, action and thriller. Where's the action and where are the thrills?
It did pass itself as a psychological thriller, I think.
Well, yeah, but psychological thrillers aren't as action-packed.
Oh.
There goes someone else. Get down!
Oh,
he's...
Lizzie?
it's- No, yeah, I think she is Lizzie.
Who'd she shoot?
So she was the mole, I guess? Am I supposed to feel thrilled
What?
by this? You know, lady, that's amazing. Can you now do another
So
thing
yeah,
on that line?
apparently Lizzie was cheating with Terrence Howard.
Charming.
Even though she didn't even kill Terrence Howard, she killed Joe Grinder Phillips. Basically, the guy's played by Joe Michael... Could you pronounce his name to you?
Let me check, sorry.
He has an Italian last name.
Where is he? God damn it. Oh, Joe Manganiello, okay.
Yeah, basically, he played Flash Thompson in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. So, again, from riches to rags. Let's see, he was also in Magic Mike XXL, Pee-wee's Big Holiday, What to Expect When You're Expecting, and Sabotage. Let's see what he did after Sabotage. Knight of Cups, Tumbledown, Magic Mike XXL. Oh, Pee-wee had a movie in 2016. Huh. He was also in Smurfs: The Lost Village, and he played Deathstroke in Justice League. That
Oh,
tiny
so it was for that stinger, okay.
And he was also in Rampage as Burke. Okay. So his career is still afloat.
Somehow.
And he's the guy who just got killed.
Charming.
So let me get this straight. Lizzie had an affair with Terrence Howard's character, yet it's Joe's character that she killed.
Again, like Pharaoh said, it sounds like a soap opera.
Wouldn't it have made sense for her to have killed Sugar? Basically Terrence Howard's character.
Oh, drug. Oh, jeez. Bye, Brentos Loss.
So, even though this guy was kind of looking to be like the dragon, the second in command,
I think she killed him by accident because, abstinence from drug.
Oops.
Dibs,
Wow.
do you have any clever death quote from King's Quest about this?
It'll take me a bit. Let me think.
Sure. Might as well. The movie is presenting with plenty of oh, he was stuck in the fridge.
Of
I
course.
guess she lived on the edge for too long.
So,
There you go.
so does this sum up Sam Worthington's career well enough?
Stuck in the fridge. Well, congratulations. Now you can actually play Kyle Rayner's love interest for the upcoming, I guess, DC movie.
Wow, so they're making Kyle Rayner gay in respect to Alan Scott,
It's
the first ever Green
It's
Lantern.
progressive, Jova, but it's still keeping the old tradition.
Love interest in the fruits, check. So, okay, so Lizzie is obviously the bad guy.
At this point, only she remained. So,
Well, no,
yeah.
Sugar's alive as well. Oh, let me guess. It was her and Sugar working together because she was having an affair with Sugar.
Gotta go for the chocolate, I guess.
She's probably gonna gun after
Terrence
us.
Howard, isn't she?
She's probably
I
about.
wonder.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Thought so.
You know, sadly enough,
That line.
the movie is strangely, at least for a bit, picking up coincidentally when the action starts to ramp up. What a surprise.
Took them long enough.
And even then, it's not nearly enough to salvage it. Not in the slight.
I love that line Howard said about Schwarzenegger trying to be the hero. Get it? Because Terrence Howard used to be in the MCU.
And not just that, and Schwarzenegger being the macho hero stereotype for all the movies.
I gotta wonder how Terrence Howard feels about being pretty much pushed out of the MCU, now looking at how big it is.
He probably hates Perlmutter a lot.
True, yeah. Screw Perlmutter for that. Although, okay. How much...
Yeah, we kind of talked... Oh, that's a clever
someone
way
clever.
of shooting a gun, I guess.
I wonder, do you think Schwarzenegger's ever gonna join the MCU?
Probably, but I don't know which kind of role could he actually fit. I'll need to think about it.
Dr.
No,
Doom.
Arnold!
Maybe they'll have him be Dr. Doom.
I don't know, too old.
Galactus?
Maybe. That will work, he has a square jaw.
Yeah. Don't. Leave the one-liners to Schwarzenegger, please, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's like the best thing she can come up with is insert B word, and that somehow makes me awesome because I'm a girl who calls other women the B word.
She's so mature, Joe, don't you see? Go!
So now, essentially, we're in an action scene from Baby Driver.
Oh, God, please. Oh, God. I was about to barf.
Oh boy.
So this,
So
I
basically, yes, a film that they can't even do documentary filming style, right? With all the shaky cam is not an action thing.
Why is this movie an hour and 50 minutes instead of 90?
Remember, Pedro, it was supposed to be 3 hours long. No, Pedro, that's the thing. Not even I could have handled that.
It's kind of like Manos, The Hands of Fate. It's only an hour long, but you feel every one of those 60 minutes.
I want to remind everyone, this was supposed to be a mystery story, and yet the mystery is something that we only really get to know when one person gives a confession. Now, okay, you could argue that, yes, you could have guessed that Lizzie and Sugar were working together. However...
I'm sorry, Joe, I don't think I did see enough clues about this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Sure, maybe you could have guessed it, but there's no way you could come to a rational deduction, seriously, because...
Is this guy Cuba Gooding Jr., or am I...
No, that's Terrence
No,
Howard.
Sugar is Terrence Howard.
Never mind. Like, see, the thing is, too, Cuba Gooding is usually the one black guy always getting wasted in terrible movies, even though he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in a black guy at King Arthur's court?
I don't know about that, but he was in that shitty George Lucas 2012 movie Rat Tails, which was based on.
Okay.
And
Joe
he
knows
was...
what I'm talking about. It's that historical event of an African American group of plane.
Pilots.
That was totally necessary to see her boobs there. While she was driving. Seriously, what is up with these camera shots? We're seeing the edge of her car, the wheels here.
Oh my god, this is still going.
Be strong, Pedro, it's almost over. Also, no, not the Chevrolet.
Seriously, this is a car chase sequence with heavy guns with Arnold Schwarzenegger. How is this not awesome?
It's just like the car chase sequences.
And they killed a woman biker.
Just like that, the first episode, the first TV episode of Quantum Break, there's like a big car chase sequence in that episode. And it's boring as shit.
So, I guess that's what kills them. Hitting a woman biker that obscures their vision.
Nah, sure, she's probably still alive. Not the biker, I mean Lizzie. Yeah, there you go.
So I guess she's the final boss.
Put the gun down now!
This is not going to be as awesome as the final fight in Commando, is it?
Not at all.
Oh wait, no, I think she's dying. Or maybe she has something up her sleeve? Grenade! Oh wait, no grenade. Why?
Because they stole your money.
What are you talking about? Oh, so it was Arnold who took the money.
Sure, why not?
So you mean I've been killing everyone on my team, and yet the last person I was saving was the one who actually did it? Well, when you put it like
I don't
that,
even know what she's talking anymore.
I think she's gonna try and kill them because she's hot with raids now. Yeah, good luck with that.
Ugh.
There you go.
Also, if I'm going to be honest, well, I'm sure that actress who played Lizzie has done better work elsewhere. She's terrible in this film.
I think, remember, this film, I think, kind of put a dent in her film career. Well,
I mean,
okay.
seriously, It's like she's
Okay,
trying way
lady,
too hard.
you're
to be-
not suited
I
to be a
cannot
detective.
believe I cannot believe that Zack Snyder watched this movie and he thought, yes, this is the guy who's going to bring the Suicide Squad to the big screen and make them huge Guardians of the
Remember,
Galaxy
Pedro,
style.
the Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
Maybe you saw what
Star
it did.
Trek should have gotten it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it myself.
Wait. What beat Star Trek?
Suicide
Basically,
Squad.
Joe,
the
the
costumes.
Suicide Squad won the Academy Award for Best Makeup, even though it clearly should have gone to Star Trek, and literally everybody on the
also,
planet
I love
agrees.
this. You think this is the last shot when the movie is over because it's panning out like that, but no, there's still more of it.
Didn't
So,
make any. Sorry, go ahead.
apparently it's revealed that Lizzie and Sugar went on a rampage because,
Because remember, the money that was stolen,
And now
they
Arnie's
knew
across,
that,
Arnie's across the border now in Mexico.
Clearly,
Yeah.
the guy who can save the DCU.
That's the thing. Arnold did need the money for something.
but for what?
Finding basically the man responsible for killing his family, the responsible of the cartel. Also, Arnold with that hat. Seriously.
So, you're telling...
Well, too, have you ever seen that other movie where he's a ranger? Because he
forgot.
also wears a hat in that one. It's actually pretty good.
No speaking Mexican.
Okay, that was funny.
Okay, Arnold, we want you to actually say the simple word in Mexican. Can you manage to do that?
It's amazing. What about this screams to you, guy who would be perfect to make the Guardians of the Galaxy of the DC.
I don't know.
So, basically, he was able to estimate how much money he would need to
I
sneak...
guess sorry.
So somehow Arnold Schwarzenegger was able to calculate how much money he would need to sneak over
corrupt the
into the
local
Mexican
police.
border and bribe them into letting him know who's the leader of the cartel.
Then again,
So he could have justice for himself.
How?
Because, go ahead, Pedro.
then again, James Gunn mostly made movies that were not very good before Guardians of the Galaxy, and yet somehow Kevin Feige
So
hit
potentially him.
hit the nail in the bullseye with that. So I guess
Everyone has
Snyder was
potential.
my guess Snyder was all like, I can pull one of those two.
I
I'm
mean-
gonna get this guy who's only made shitty action movies until this point, and
I mean, to be fair, David Ayer...
I'm sure he's made good movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think David Ayer has done some good movies before.
I've only saw this one in Suicide Squad, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay, to be fair, that's...
Bright is not a good example either, but I haven't. Oh, he did the first Fast and Furious.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
So he has
yeah.
done some good... Oh, wow, okay, so I can see why he would have thought he would do good for Suicide Squad.
Although to be fair, in that case, it was like it was only the writer.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
he's
he had him be the
right.
director, too. Probably not a good idea. So,
Like his screenplayed.
so basically, this entire murder mystery
Was
was
only about Thor Arnold getting revenge in the last 5 minutes.
not only that, but all the deaths and murders were because an insane woman and Terrence Howard, who really didn't even really do much, it's because those two thought that someone else had stolen the money. So it was all misunderstanding upon misunderstanding. And
So in other words, if they just fucking talk to each other, this wouldn't have never happened.
And somehow Breacher was able to cover this all up without getting caught. Also to the point where he somehow managed to set up, the entire thing with the bust on the cartel, which means he would have had to have known that the cartel weren't even really involved, or at the very least their leader wasn't there.
I'm sorry, too. Could you repeat that?
Can you feel the tension?
No, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for these last. Can
you
10
feel
minutes
the tension in the anticipation of the credits? So there you go.
Hey, oh god. So I have to ask, was it worth all those twists just to get to here? And he's gonna murder the guy in the bathroom, isn't he?
Well, let's see.
Classy.
Also, dude, there are better places to seduce a woman.
Wait, hold on. Or is he giving her drugs?
Both, I think. Hello. The fuck are you doing?
Say my name.
Heisenberg. I'm not sure if... Oh, that's... Come on, Arnold, one good liner. Can you put me one, please? Like, it's time to put you on ice.
It's kind of like
Wait!
the...
Hold on.
Oh, and you got...
that was weak. You had the ice opportunity
That was not good,
you have the ice opportunity to summon back your Mr. Freeze character. That's so lame.
And he blew them up with a grenade? Why?
And that was a flashbang, I think.
It's like the Red Brown Captain America movies. You got Red Brown in a superhero movie, you don't have him yell.
And now we're at the scene where everyone in the bar tries to hit him but can't for some reason.
Oh, trust me, Joe, we're gonna go somewhere with this.
Ugh.
Movie, when the main big bad is already dead, I tend to not care that much.
Oh, Jova, let's not forget No Country for Old Men, where the main protagonist dies two-thirds into the movie, and yet the movie just keeps going.
Well, that's the main protagonist. I mean, the big bad, the supposed guy who's...
Jova, at least without the villain, the plot can still move forward even with the villain dead. I mean, so much about the protagonist.
Oh, I get that. What I mean is, what's the point of having a big action sequence after the main big bad is dead in a scene like this?
Arnie is injured.
Yeah.
So what? He's probably gonna surrender himself now that he's accomplished his lifelong goal.
He just goes away.
Wait, no, he's sitting down.
He just sits, I think.
He's just gonna wait until he dies.
Just and yes, he's gonna die. And now.
Actually,
no, sorry, Pedro. The movie will linger every single second, just torture, even just for a bit.
Wait.
Yeah, I know, Arnie. I feel it.
Arnie, the movie's almost over, even for you.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger sits on an open patio, sighs, and the film goes to black.
What's with that hat?
It's starting to remind me of the ending of...
That's not a cigar. Come on, that's a toy cigar.
And then I would cut fade to black. Oh god.
Was that person supposed... Question, was that person in the background supposed to be dead because she moved her arm?
I have no idea, Jova, but it wouldn't surprise me.
No, movie. You don't get to have music this awesome when you clearly did not earn it.
It doesn't even fit. Finally! No credit scene, no post-credit scene, so let's just go with the final thoughts. I'll start. This was a waste of time. I won my 1 hour and 45 minutes back, seriously. They're so painful and annoying. How do you do this? How? It boggles my mind that people got paid for this. I mean, okay, the actors at least, because they had to do most of the jobs, but the writers and director of this, good lord, what a terrible way to interpret also the story of Agatha Christie. Just be for the name scheme of skip woods and just skip this. Don't even watch it with friends or with alcohol. It's not even worth your time at all. It's a good reason why it bombed. So ignore it. Next.
This film is gonna fall
Feels
into
boring.
obscurity because, you know, I don't even hear people talk about this movie, and for good reason. This film is like a very clear example of how joyless or just how uninspiring, how much nothing a film can be. Like, this film is nothing. It wastes Arnold Schwarzenegger, and let me tell you, it's a really tough job to waste Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger can often at least make something of worth. Even in some of his worst movies, he has made something of worth. Here, it's not worth nothing. They don't play him to his strengths that much. This film feels like it's taking and ripping off plots from better Arnold Schwarzenegger movies half the time. It's joyless. The humor is not funny. The thrills are not thrilling. The bad guys are lame. The action scenes are far and few between, and even when they do come about, they're lame. Like I said before, it's also lame. And the writing is scatterbrained as all heck. Like, what mystery is there that can be solved properly without guesswork? Because
There is none.
yeah, it's like I said, as soon as the cartel are no longer the main focus, then it turns into a whodunit within the team. Only it turns out that it's all just about who stole the money, really, and there's no way we could have guessed about the whole affair thing. So, yeah, so much for that plot point. And, again, I cannot stress how much these characters feel so meaningless to me. Like, seriously, some characters who actually would have been suspects don't come back, like their superior. Yeah, he never re-entered the picture. Also, the romantic relationship between Breacher and Brentwood. That amounted to, like, one quick sex scene, and after that, nothing. It's pointless. Even more pointless than the nude scene from End of Days.
I really feel so bad for the people that actually went to the theater watching this.
Yeah,
seriously.
to a paid theater money to go see this is a travesty. This movie is a waste. In so many ways, a waste.
Anyway,
Next.
you're done, Java?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dweebs and Pedro, I guess.
It's boring and it sucks. The acting's fine, well, except from Lizzie. But yeah, it's boring and it's so. I mean, in terms of Skip Woods films not associated with a franchise, this is his worst one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You done?
Yeah.
Pedro, close
The
us
only
off.
thing I had to add is that after all of this, I'm just David Ayer shouldn't even be able to get any work at this point, because the guy, like, even if he does have like one good movie in his resume, like most of the time he just makes incompetently made stuff. Aside from that, I don't really have anything to add. It's stupid and boring.
The cinematography sucked as well.
Just
Yeah.
keep it again. Alright then, that's all for Sabotage.
Yeah,
I hope you had at least some minor enjoyment, because we clearly didn't. And see you for the next movie.
All right, see ya.
yeah.
Bye.